The Mishnah tells us that Hashem tested Avram Avinu 10 times. Most of them occur in this week's Parsha. As a teacher, I often test my students to know, am I teaching them correctly? Are they learning the material that I'm teaching them? Are they listening? Are they putting in the effort? Do I need to change anything? Do they need to change anything? Where are they holding? So why does Hashem test Avram? He's testing him to know what he can do, what he knows, how great his level of faith is. Hashem doesn't know that. Hashem doesn't know exactly what Avram is capable of, exactly what Avram's going to do. What is the point in testing Avram Avinu? And what is the point in Hashem ever testing any of us? The answer, I believe, is that Hashem did not test Avram and does not test us to know what he is capable of, or for him to find out what he's capable of. Hashem tested Avram so that Avraham could find out what he was capable of. If you would have asked Avram Avinu, are you capable of sacrificing your son that you waited for 100 years? I don't know if he would have said yes. But then Hashem said, you know what? I'm going to prove to you that is your level of faith. I'm going to prove to you that you'll sacrifice your own life. I'm going to prove to you that if I tell you to do something, you're going to follow me. You're going to listen to me because of your great emunah, because of your great faith. And when Hashem tests each and every one of us, it's not because he wants to know what we're capable of. It's because he wants us to know what we are capable of. Sometimes we think there are things that we're not capable of. And Hashem is telling us you're wrong. You are capable of way more than you know. I heard a beautiful story that happened in a concentration camp during the Holocaust. The Beluzhev Rebbe was there with a number of his Hasidim, and it was Erev Yom Kippur. And the Hasidim came to the Rebbe and they said, it would be so beautiful. It would be so nice if this Yom Kippur, maybe if we could just do a little less work, maybe the work that we do tomorrow won't be biblical prohibitions, won't be Yisur Deraisa. Maybe you could talk to the capo, the Jewish capo. Maybe you could arrange with him that tomorrow we get lighter work. It would only be at least rabbinic prohibitions on Yom Kippur, so that we don't have to do biblical prohibitions. So the Rebbe went to talk to the capo, and the capo laughed at him. He said, what do you think this is? You don't have a choice what you're going to do. You'll do regular work tomorrow like you always do. However, when the next morning came, the capo must have done a little soul searching. He must have had a change of heart. And he did arrange for them to do slightly less work. He did arrange for them to do work which would only be rabbinic prohibitions instead of biblical prohibitions. Later that afternoon, the people were on a very, very big high. And they were singing all the Yom Kippur songs that they can think of. It was an incredibly powerful and strong moment for them. And then the Nazis came into the barracks. They also knew it was Yom Kippur. And they wanted to torture the Jews. So they brought in tables and tables filled with food. Normally they got meager rations, and here they were getting more food than they had in an entire month. Maybe an entire year. And the Nazis bring it in. The capo goes over to the Nazis and he says, I'm sorry, today is Yom Kippur. We are not eating anything. And the Beluzhev Rebbe, the Hasidim, and the Nazis, everybody was shocked. This capo, he had never stood up to them like that. He had never done anything remotely that he implied that he still even remembered that he was a Jew. Here he stands up to the Nazis. The Nazi takes out his gun and points him. He says, you're going to eat, or this will be the last thing that you see. And the capo repeats again, it's Yom Kippur. Today, we are not going to eat. And that was the last words that he heard. And he died al Kiddush Hashem. He died in the sanctification of God's name. Who would have thought the day before that he would have the power, that he would have the inspiration, that he could die al Kiddush Hashem, that he could die sanctifying God's name? But he did have that power. And whenever we're put in a difficult situation, most of the time we're not put in situations as challenging and as hard as that. But we're put in challenging situations in our own way. And we have to realize that sometimes Hashem puts us in those situations so that we can know what we're capable of. Hashem is testing us so that we can see, wow, we did really well in that test. Look what we're capable of, and maybe we're even capable of any more. So let's embrace the tests that Hashem gives us. Let's recognize that they're a gift to us. And let's allow ourselves to be tested. Test ourselves so that we can realize all that we can do. And when we're in a situation where we're being tested, instead of saying we can't do it, we have to realize we can do it. Have a great Shabbos.